Alright, so this Knife Thoughts video is going to be another unboxing of a Smoky Mountain Knife Works subscription box, thanks to, again, my friend Dan.
How's it going, guys? Glad to be here.
So, as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out my social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Knife Thoughts, as well as my website, knifethoughts.com, where I post articles on knives like this and knife-related topics. But let's get right into it. You know, if you take too long getting to the actual knives, somebody's going to comment saying, you know, that it takes too long.
Wait, hold on. What do you?
Yeah, so I almost forgot there. I was trying to rush into it. I'm using my trusty Great Eastern Cutlery number 71 bullnose in the orange synthetic, I think it's Delrin, to open this up. Well used, really like it, and a great user.
And just so you guys know, I'm carrying the Mini Adamas. I've recently, and this we'll explain it more in depth, but we're changing boxes, and this is a sneak peek from the last box I got. So some good stuff to be had if you know the Adamas. This is the Mini, and exciting stuff coming up. So yeah, we did the right side. Now we just need to find the information. Actually, the information's on the bottom. So let's just take this stuff out.
And we won't have to worry about it too much. We'll take all of it out, put it on this.
Yeah, I think it's all on the other side. So let's get everything out.
And they went with candy canes for this month, which makes sense. Always throw a little bit of candy in there.
All right, let's get the good old printout that tells us what we got this time, and we'll get started momentarily here. I already see another MKM that they gave us potentially like a couple boxes ago, if you recall. So we'll see what that's all about. All right, so remember we have three boxes. We have the GI box, which goes for about $25.99 plus tax and shipping. We have the officer's box, officer's level box, which goes for $99.99, free shipping on that, but depending on where you live, you'll have tax on that too. So for me, it was like $106. And we have the general's box, which comes at $200, free shipping, but taxes as well. So that came to about $214 for me. So starting right off, we have the Mikukri Kukri black rubber handle. Features a 10-inch stainless steel kukri blade with a satin finish. This full tang blade has black textured plastic handles and a lanyard hole. It's 15.11 inches overall and weighs 18.8 ounces. Smoky Mountain Knife Works everyday price $19.99.
So right off the bat here, this has a very similar looking and feeling handle to the Cold Steel machetes, the Kukris from Cold Steel. Cold Steel machetes typically have a black, basically paint coating, so that's a little different here. Honestly, you know, with machetes, the Cold Steels are probably a little more expensive than that. Sometimes they go on sale, but they've been hard to find since GSM took over, or I guess purchased Cold Steel. But it does remind me now, this swedging is kind of interesting. I kind of like the look of that cut swedge there. Does it say at all what the steel is on this?
It does not say it on the description, so probably like what, a 440A or 420?
On a machete, you might think something more like a 1084 even.
Oh, you're going like, okay, I gotcha.
But it's hard to tell. It definitely could be 440. I mean, I like a kukri for a machete. This is actually a little small for a machete. It's not super long, but you could definitely use it for some chopping with the, you know, taller blade here towards the belly and everything. $20. The sheath is passable, I'd say. Has a little snap. I don't really like Velcro too much, but what do you think, Dan?
Well, I have no experience with what's called kukri, you said?
Yeah.
So I was recently in Costa Rica, and I can attest that everyone has a machete there in the jungle.
Yeah.
And I saw a machete like twice as big as this, right? It was like huge. So yeah, this is like, I don't know what this is, but this won't give you the chopping power that a full machete has, obviously. But I don't know what I'd use this for, honestly, because I just don't. I know that there's a whole segment of knives, you know, that are shaped like this, and some are like, you know, you have karambit knives that are sort of like, you know, shaped their way and stuff. But I don't know what I'd do with this, honestly. I'd show this off. That's about it. To tell you the truth.
They do actually. It's funny you say about Costa Rica because when I was in Costa Rica, actually, when I was younger, my brother lived in Costa Rica. Some of my fondest memories are he had a cold steel kukri machete.
Oh, wow.
And I would chop coconuts with it and stuff like that. So kukris are great because you get some chopping because the blade is taller and so heavier in this area. But you can also do really good pull cuts because of this kind of recurve here. But it's not as hard to sharpen as a full recurve would be. And then you also have some, penetration or you have a usable point basically. So they do have a lot of usefulness. I think that they originate. They're kind of famous for being a fighting knife, like you said. The Gurkhas. So it definitely can be used for that. But I think it'd be fun to take out camping, chop wood and stuff. Cool little machete. It's not a big machete. It's either a big knife or a little machete. But
Yeah, camping would be a good option for that one. Here, let's do
Maybe
this.
slide.
Let's go like this and like slide this to the left and then so people
There we
can
go.
see what they got or
I have an
whatever.
idea here.
There we go.
So what's next here?
All right, so next is going to be the SMKW 50 SMKW pocket sharpener.
Okay.
This has been included. So
Whoops.
here's my. Okay, so let's take a pause for a second on why we're not going to continue with this because there's a couple of things going on, and I'll try and make this a minute. But I had a really bad experience with some Smoky Mountain Knife Works and their customer service as of recently. Actually, Logan gave me a heads up that it might have changed, and I told them, nah, they took care of me before, literally in August, right?
Well, and to give kind of the quick background on that, I've always had really good service from Smoky Mountain Knife Works over the phone. I had a bad experience in person, which I have a video on if you want to check that out. I'll also link it. But always had good experience over the phone, and someone commented on one of my videos specifically about Roughrider, that's why I'm holding this up, that they changed their policy on basically Roughriders that come with defects. So that's why I brought it up to Dan.
Yeah, and mine wasn't even a Roughrider. It was a case situation where case just, it was grotesquely. Look at the past videos.
Yeah, it was in the
right?
unboxing. It was a very off center.
Yeah, and I called them and they were basically, we don't do anything for these boxes and we don't do anything anymore for any defects. Where it says on the website, you can go on the website to their customer service as of 2 weeks ago, literally 14 days ago, right before I left Costa Rica, they had it up that they would honor at least 30 days from. Anyways, moving forward, the other reason I started to see the cracks here is because sometimes, like I've gotten this before as a free item, and now it's listed as an item like with a monetary amount as well. So like they do put in some freebies sometimes, and then put them as part of the package sometimes, and I'm starting to see, repeats. And that's not to say that this is an easy thing to do, Logan, because obviously every month you gotta like make people happy.
You gotta fill it up.
But I'm just gonna go a different direction. We'll see what we like because we have another one
Well, and I
lined
think,
up.
as I've said the whole time, just to kind of finish that thought out, I think that these boxes can be really good for different segments of people. But I think for you were kind of starting out in knife collecting, and so it was really great to get all this different variety. But when you start getting some of the same freebies or low, value items like that, well, how many times do you need to get that thing?
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so you can try a different box or whatever. But what do we have next?
So now that we went on that tirade, apologies, but again, this box will be for someone. It's just not for me anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So here we go. So we're not going to talk about the pocket sharpener because we've shown it on a previous unboxing.
Everybody knows
Let's go
those
to
are.
the next one. RR2237 Roughrider Blue Stonewash Folder.
Ooh,
Features a 2.5-inch stainless steel drop point blade with a satin finish. It's a manual folder with a nail nick pull. The slip joint has a blue stonewash stainless steel handles with circle cutouts. It's 3.5 inches closed, 6 inches overall, and weighs 1.9 ounces. Smoky Mountain Knife Works everyday price $6.99.
Now, I got to tell you, for a $7 knife, this is one that I'm pretty happy is in this, because I've been looking at these on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I've also kind of reconsidered my purchasing because of some of this, but I haven't bought it yet, so I'm interested to see it. Now, first of all, right off the bat, I think it looks really nice. This blue stonewash is pretty. I think it's good looking, especially with the I don't know if they're brass or if they're just brass colored, but the screws in that gold color look really good with the blue. Now, actually, no big gaps. I don't even know if I see any gaps there on the back spring, but it does look like it's not perfectly centered. Don't know that it's rubbing though. Maybe a little close to proud. Yeah, I can kind of catch my finger on it, but again, $7 knife here. Nice pull, about a 6-ish, 5-ish, probably 5-ish. And I like the design of it. It's almost kind of Art Deco, I would say. There was a CRKT knife slip joint for a while called the Art Deco. I think this has a little bit of a similar look. Feels pretty good in the hand. It's bigger than I expected from the website. Let's see the snap closed. Pretty good. Again, not perfectly centered and a little high, but you could definitely drop that kick. What are your thoughts on this one here, Dan?
I actually saw this reviewed from a... Did you review this yet or no?
I didn't. No,
okay.
I didn't buy it yet.
So I saw another review by another YouTuber, Big Red EDC, and I kind of like... I never thought about buying this knife, but I kind of thought it was an interesting little knife, an interesting little secondary pointy knife. But I'm glad I got this one because I wanted the blue... I think there's 2 different colors I saw or something like that. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but... I do like this stone wash that Logan was talking about here. I always like the not necessarily more rustic look, but more work finish look on that. And this is a secondary blade for me, right? This is like something very light that I can carry and stuff. Not going to take a lot of room. So I'm glad this is on here, and it's a great price.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's not perfect with the centering and the proud tip, but honestly, I think that's a good knife
for $7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cool. So next is another Roughrider, Black G10 Trapper. Features 440 Formula high carbon steel titanium coated clip point and spay blades and match strike pulls. The handles are black G10 with brass liners and a brushed nickel silver shield, pins and ringed pinch bolsters. Oh, I gotcha. And it's 4.125 inches closed and weighs 4 ounces. Everyday Smoky Mountain Knife Works price, $14.99.
I just almost dropped this on the floor just recently, before Dan, left for a bit. He was showing me a Civivi, and I just threw it on the floor because I can't do front flippers. So I was
all good.
About had a heart attack there. So one thing, for whatever reason, they decided to advertise on the box high carbon steel. It's no different than Roughrider's normal steel. It's 440A, and pretty much all steel that's used now is high carbon if 440A is high carbon. So that doesn't really mean much. Now I got to tell you, Dan, this is probably not what you want to hear, but there is a big crack on the front.
I already saw that. Yeah, I saw that as you were looking at it. I was like, "What is that? Is that a fold or a crack?"
No, that's a crack. So you can see that right there, and I think I'm going to take a closer look here. I think that it goes the whole way from here to the pin, and then from the pin all the way.
But I see that.
Yeah, it definitely goes almost all the way. So that's unfortunate. And this micarta, it's micarta, right? Mm-hmm. This micarta.
Oh no, this G10.
This is G10.
I'm sorry.
Well, I've had cracks in micarta knives from Roughrider before. I think they have maybe a little bit of trouble with it, which is weird because bone should crack more. But I actually kind of like this titanium coating that it has on it. Would help with rust, even though 440A shouldn't rust too much. Ooh, that is much stronger pull on the clip point than on the spay blade. Probably like a 7 on the clip point, and maybe a 5 or 4 on the spay blade. No big gaps, actually. What are your thoughts on this one here, Dan?
Well, again, it's unfortunate. Logan can tell you how meticulous I am about there's that crack he's talking about like the fit and finish and stuff, and how I take my slip joints with, if there's blade play or whatever. Yeah. You've talked about it recently. Honestly, not going to use this much now that it's been, I'm going to use it for a user, but, now that I know that it's a little damage coming out, and it's really not worth for me, like, $15 to go out to go with that hassle of going to SMKW after my experience and stuff.
Well, and honestly, I think that's one of those things. This is a great example of why that's a problem. I mean, so if I got a subscription, if I paid, I don't even know, they're probably $10 or $15. What did it say it is normally?
$14.99
So
for the thing.
$15, you know, yeah, it's a $15 knife, so maybe you should expect a crack, but that's a material manufacturing defect, right? So before, if you contacted Smoky Mountain Knife Works, they would they would probably just send you one.
Yep, they sent me a modern folder that was
Yeah.
like $15, and they were like, "Here, just keep the parts for extra."
But you know, now it's like you have to send it in first. You have to pay to send it in, I think, and then they like decide whether they get to ship you a new one or something like that.
Yeah, or fix it or whatever.
fix it.
Now that's the only thing you can get away with at Smoky Mountain Knife Works is their Roughrider, because they have that warranty.
Yeah.
Anything that's not Roughrider, there's no questions asked anymore. That's
Really?
from what I've been
It's
told.
just straight to the
Yeah,
manufacturer.
I tried to get some stuff fixed with Case right as I got the box, and they told me no.
So that's one of the values of Roughrider, is that you didn't have to, you know, worry about that. It was inexpensive and you can get a good one. But now even less of a warranty or less service with
Unfortunately,
Case.
so and I don't want to speak badly about them and what they're going through, because it's post-COVID world. I'm sure there's a lot of scams going on and stuff, but it's just not for me anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, moving forward, we have our last item in the GI box is going to be the Comaran Karambit liner lock. Features a 3-inch 448 stainless steel hawkbill blade.
Oh wait, it's tactical steel.
It's tactical steel.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
It's mil spec.
You wouldn't want to leave that out.
It's a manual opener with a flipper and thumb hole. This liner lock has black G10 handles, a tip-down pocket clip, and a finger hole. It's 5.25 inches closed, 7.25 inches overall, and weighs 9.6 ounces. Everyday Smoky Mountain Knife Works price of $17.99.
$17.99. That's a pretty inexpensive knife, anyway. Well, I guess this is all the $25 box, right?
Yes, exactly.
So it's a flipper
Whoa.
Karambit.
What is that thing?
It's got a big old Made in China sticker right on the blade. Flips well.
Is it an assist? Is that an assist?
I don't know. Oh, I'll tell you what. I think this is made by the same manufacturer that makes Roughrider. You know why? First of all, this clip is the clip that's used by Roughrider on their modern knives very, very frequently. Second of all, this dual finish is very similar to the dual finish on a lot of Roughriders with the straight lines here and then this stonewash. And then finally, the milling on this G10 is very similar to the milling on some modern Roughriders that I've had. It is not assisted. It just has a really, really solid detent.
Gotcha.
And so I will say that I have had some really nice, really good, high-value modern folders from Roughrider.
Okay.
Some of their modern folders are, I think, really great values. Now, this knife, to me, I want to hear your thoughts first. What are your thoughts on this
Oh
knife?
man, I mean, this is the type of knife that doesn't speak to me, or at least yet. I don't know, because I've evolved from just like grandpa knives to moderns,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it seems, I'm never gonna say never, but it seems to me like not my type of knife. Like, I just don't need that design, you know. Like, I'm gonna cut to do utilitarian stuff,
Yeah.
not to go all tactical. Which, by the way, you know, we have self-defense classes here at our gym, and
Yeah.
we're taught completely, you know,
Very
stuff
different.
completely differently when dealing with knives. So it's not all sunshine with, you know, with these tactical knives. Is this a liner lock?
Yeah, it has some stick to it. I
Yeah.
think.
So I mean, this is great, but I'm not going to use it.
Well, I'll tell you, if this is something that you want as a tactical self-defense knife, a lot of people say never get a self-defense knife. I'm not going to say that. I don't really carry a knife for self-defense, but I think it's something you can do. I will say I would never recommend this. There's a couple reasons why. This knife has a bad design for a self-defense knife. Here's why. So you can see that this knife, you can only use the clip in a tip down, what you would say right-hand carry, right? So that makes no sense as a Karambit. Here's why. As a Karambit, you want to be able to pull this knife out and hold it here either like this, probably like this. And if it is in your pocket like this, how are you going to do that?
How are you going to do that?
Right?
You got to flip it over. You waste precious time.
So this knife, the clip on this knife is designed to allow the flipper to work, right? So you pull it out of your pocket and then you flip it,
Yeah.
which even still, a lot of people prefer a tip-up pocket clip for a flipper. But now you've got this knife here. Well, you're not going to hold it like this. right? So then you have to move your hand down the blade, and still you don't have it in the grip that people who think
In a
karambits are
tactical
good for self-defense
grip, yeah.
want you to hold it. So it's just not well designed for the design that it is designed
to
for.
do, yeah.
Yeah, so that's just not, I think, a well-designed knife. It's kind of cool, but not very well designed. Nicely made for the price, but in my opinion, not very well designed.
Cool. So next, we have so now we're going to the Officers Club box. And we have 2 items in there. Next is going to be the BU 13243 Buck 263 Highline Frame Lock. Features a 3.25-inch D2 steel blade with stonewash finish. It's a manual opener with a flipper and ball bearing pivot system. This frame lock has gray anodized aluminum and stainless steel handles with a G10 inlay and bronze hardware and a stainless steel tip-up pocket clip. It's 4.375 inches closed, 7.5 inches overall, and weighs 3.9 ounces. Smoky Mountain Knife Works everyday price of $36.99.
$36.99. So, I'm sorry, is this a USA-made buck?
It doesn't say on here.
If it doesn't say, it's probably
Yeah.
not.
Given the price, I'm gonna say no.
I'll tell you what, that does a nice little flipping action, though.
Oh yeah.
Definitely has ball bearings. I actually like the grip, too. That's kind of one of the first things. This sculpted G10, I guess.
Yeah.
Makes it fit in the hand pretty well. It's a little short for my hand. You see that my pinky kind of falls off the edge, but it actually falls off in a way that it lands here. The clip, though, is right in the crook of my pinky finger. Now, that would be different for you, being that you're left-handed. Definitely a cleaver style with this hole here. It's like a fuller, but also a cleaver hole. Does this edge look straight to you? Yeah, it's straight. I was thinking maybe it had a little bit of a concaveness to it, but yeah, kind of weird, kind of interesting. I'm not a big cleaver person. What are your thoughts on this, Dan?
My first thoughts are it's a shame because every company who puts a pocket clip on a knife should make it ambidextrous.
Yeah,
there are
as a
plenty of
left-handed person.
companies. If you're listening to me, if you're not, trust me, you're gonna get way more happier people, left-handed people, if you just put the holes in here. That's it. It's not that big of a deal. But aside from that, this looks cool to me. I'm not gonna lie. I like the little inlay here. I like the
inlay looks kind of classy.
Yeah, I like the material here, the colored pivot and stuff. I think it's brass maybe. Like you said, has a pretty good. Yeah, that feels good when coming out.
Snappy.
Now you do have a choil that you can choke up on and not have a Logan situation here, but not everyone likes to choke up on a choil. Same thing happens to me. I mean, my hands are not overly big, and I'm falling off. It's almost like if they reverse this and this was a tip down here, I'd have full grab on it.
Yeah.
But that's the design of it, basically. What did it say it was? It was D2, I believe.
Is it D2?
Yeah, it was D2. Nicely centered. A little bit to the pile side is what we call it.
Honestly, that is a very thinly ground blade, though. I didn't even notice that. That's nice. It's almost like razor thin.
Yeah, it's a hollow grind as well.
It looks like a razor. It's almost like halfway to me. It looks like halfway between like a straight razor and a.
It raises.
Nice.
It razors.
Halfway between that and a cleaver. So definitely, I think too with the pocket clips, this isn't necessarily like a high-end gentleman's knife, so I think adding the hole on the other side to be able to make that clip ambidextrous wouldn't, hurt the look enough that it would lose sales or anything like that.
No, for sure. I'm just coming at it as a left-handed person.
That's what I
Right?
mean. I think they should.
Like I think all knives should have a left-handed option, but that's just me. Anyways, we're getting pretty talky here, so we'll try and go a little faster here with the last 2 items. So the last item for the Officers Club box is going to be the CR 2382 OD CRKT BWA SMKW exclusive OD green. Features a 3.02 inch 12C27 stainless steel drop point blade with a satin finish and SMKW exclusive olive drab green G10 handles. This full tang fixed blade is 0.11 inches thick and weighs just 1.6 ounces. It's 6.63 inches overall and includes a leather sheath with a belt loop, designed by Alan Foltz, and available only at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Everyday price on Smoky Mountain Knife Works is $48.99.
So first of all, this is definitely a small light knife, as it says. When I picked up this box for the size of the box, I literally was like, did they forget to put the knife in here or something like that? Because it's so light for the size. But so Alan Foltz is known for designing the minimalist knives and the spew for CRKT, which I have a couple of both the spew and a couple of the minimalists. I think that they're really cool little knives. They come with a nice sheath. That's one of the big values for me of those knives. And this is very similar, feel kind of use. I think that this is like a little bird and trout type knife. It actually feels pretty good in the hand with a 3-finger grip for me. But then you could use it like this and that would work fine. And kind of same deal. Now this isn't the highest end leather sheath out there for sure, but what was the price on this? The normal
$48.99.
48. So that's quite a bit more expensive than the minimalist and the spew. Those are on sale on Amazon for $20, $25 a lot of the time. Certainly it's going to raise the price on some of the materials, but I don't know. It still is a pretty nice sheath, especially if you like a leather sheath. A lot of people really prefer that over Kydex just for the look and feel. But what are your thoughts on this one here, Dan?
This is a fixed blade that I would use. Now, it's funny how Logan was like, oh, they forgot the knife. The first Smoky Mountain Knife Works package I ever got, and Logan and I weren't filming them at the time, I got the same size box, and I got the Gladius knife from them, which is about half the size of this. It's like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? The Gladius neck knife, and I was like, what is this? Like, it weighs nothing. So twice now the box has deceived me.
They must have bought a lot of these boxes.
They have bigger products and machetes and cleavers, like, fixed blade cleavers and stuff. It's just, I've seen their small stuff and it's come in the big box still. So
yeah, that's funny.
But this is really cool. You know, when I'm using this, I'm going to use this as a kitchen knife, as a steak knife, as a whatever knife I need.
That would work as a great paring knife.
Paring knife as well. You can find endless uses for this, and you can take it to the field too because it's full tang, it's good design. CRKT has a good name behind it and stuff as well. So
the truth is too, CRKT has a good warranty. I don't feel like I've seen a lot of people talk about that, but I have used CRKT's service and warranty and have had good experiences. So at least from my perspective, they have a good warranty. And the truth is too that a little knife like this will do most of the stuff you need to do hunting or camping. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not to say that when I hunt and camp I don't carry a bigger knife also, just because I like knives, I like big knives. But for a lot of things that will cut it.
Yeah, that'll cut into
literally.
Whatever. All right, now the last item, and what I'm actually most disappointed with, because we got this 2 boxes ago in the fat lava cart.
Is it the same version?
It may be like a different. Yeah, it's the cleaver version, so it may be the cleaver, but it's the same knife and same frame, basically. It's the MKFX 032CJ. It's like a box that opens like that, MKM Isanzo SMKW exclusive fat carbon jungle wear stonewash cleaver. Features a 2.36-inch Bowler M390 stainless steel cleaver with a stonewash finish and a blade thickness of 0.16 inches. It's a manual folder with a thumb hole. This liner lock has Jungle Flow fat carbon handles with a green anodized aluminum spacer and pivot ring. It's 3.47 inches closed, 5.83 inches overall, and weighs 2.82 ounces. Designed by Jesper Voxne. How do you say his last name?
I don't know.
I've never known. And handmade in
Maniago,
Italy. SMKW everyday price, $131.99.
Well, I'll tell you, my first thought on this is they must have Smoky Mountain Knife Works must have really gone in hard on this lava carbon fiber, because they've had, many different versions.
Oh, no.
Our automatic, Dan, there we go. Our automatic lights went out. We've been talking for a long time here, but they've had a whole bunch of different versions of these knives, these MKM knives from Italy in this, and then they had several different paramilitary 2s in the different kinds.
Fat carbon.
So they're really going in. Is this all fat carbon? Is that what
this
that is?
This is fat carbon.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember when fat carbon was coming out. That's interesting.
They have the Arctic version. They have the jungle version. They have the lava version. So that's 3, and then they have the regular drop point, the cleaver, and the hawkbill. So that's 3 That's 3 blades on 3 different ones. So I think they went hard on it, and they have a bunch of
They're getting a lot
Yeah.
out of it, huh? Well, so as the other one, this thing seems smooth. It looks made well and stuff. It's not really my type of knife. It's smaller than I would carry. I don't love this shape of opening hole, and this clip is definitely sticking into my hand quite a bit there. But I know you like the other one, right?
So the clip is a little different on this. Oh, no, the clip is the same. Never mind. I just saw the little glare here. I didn't mind the clip on the other one. The thing about it is this is the same knife I got 2 boxes ago.
It's very similar,
right?
yeah.
Like I just have the cleaver instead of the drop point.
And so just a thought on that is if you are getting these boxes for the variety, right? How much variety really is it between this and the other one with, a slightly different blade shape and a different color handle?
Yeah, I honestly think that this was, I hate to say it, guys, but usually December boxes are like some of the best boxes in history, subscription boxes, because they want to give you something extra for the holidays.
It wants to be exciting, yeah.
This seems like it was just we need to get a higher end knife, and we have a bunch of these. And I'm only saying this because we got this as the higher end knife 2 boxes ago. And that's all I can say about it. It's like I've seen it already. So for me, it's just, I'm glad we're moving on.
Yeah.
I appreciate SMKW for all it showed me, because it's giving me PM3s, it's giving me ZTs, it's giving me Benchmades.
A lot of good stuff.
A lot of good stuff, but I'm not trying to get the same knife in different handles.
No.
That's all. That's for
And
GEC.
not from a
That GEC
subscription
is my
box. Yeah.
GEC is my baby, where I'm going to collect every handle.
Yeah.
Not this.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it is what it is, guys, but there you have it. December's SMKW Army package.
And I encourage people to, I'm sure we'll get some comments about, they didn't change their warranty. And just a thought on that. Their warranty might be the same as it has always been on their website, but warranty wording does not matter. I have had so many experiences in the knife, market, community, whatever you want to call it, where warranties as they're written, the actual in practice warranty doesn't necessarily even come close to that, and it can go both directions. For example, you just mentioned GEC. GEC's written warranty is not very good. Well, I'm just putting it out there, but I so far have had really good experiences with it. On the other hand, Benchmade's warranty written is really good. It has also been really good in experience. On the other hand,
best experiences for me, I just went through Benchmade warranty, and you know what? Everyone can say the Butterfly we're overpaying, but they got their stuff down. They fixed my
they
stuff.
fixed things.
They didn't,
On the other hand, I love saying this because everybody always gets mad. EC, you can write whatever you want in your warranty, no questions asked, but that's not how their warranty is in practice, in my experience. So it can go both ways. So just because someone has a written warranty that's something doesn't mean that that's what you'll experience. And I fully encourage everyone to contact Smoky Mountain Knife Works and see what they have to say, to see if it's something where you want to buy knives from them or have subscription boxes from them. I will say for myself, I probably will continue to buy knives from them because a lot of times they have knives that I want that maybe other people don't have, particularly Roughriders, other things like that. So it's not like I don't think either of us are on a tirade against Smoky Mountain Knife Works. It's just that this box itself
it's time to back off. It's time to back off, and it's time to explore something new. And remember, we're going to bring to you another box that's more EDC oriented, so we can show you that everyday carry stuff and such.
Yeah,
and mix it up a little bit. And you tell us if you like it or not. And if you do, we'll continue. If you don't, we'll find something new.
And which, by the way, I also like other EDC stuff. Here is the light I'm carrying right now, the D4 V2 from MSR, which I just put a video up on. Make sure you check that out. I'll link it. But I like other EDC stuff. I have my Everything That Doesn't Cut EDC videos, which I did a poll. People said that they would like to have them on my main channel, so I think that the EDC stuff will fit right in.
And remember, this is what came with the first box that we're going to continue with. So they still give you some cool stuff.
Yeah. But as always, thank you for watching. Again, huge thank you to Dan. Dan has really been helping the Knife Thoughts channel recently. I have been kind of focusing on some other stuff, life stuff, and haven't been buying as many knives. So a lot of the videos, as I always mention, have been Thanks to Dan's generosity loaning me knives to review. So make sure, thank Dan in the comments. Again, let us know what your thoughts are on this. As always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out my social media and my website, knifethoughts.com, where I post articles on knives like this and knife-related topics. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.